So still today again a Saturday night, and today what I thought is to discuss the React versus Angular. Yeah, again React versus Angular. I want to discuss, and as you all know, means as I also always preach that React is far ahead of Angular in anything. Angular Vue combined, it is way far ahead. Then why I am teaching Angular on my channel right now? I have more React videos than Angular, but I am teaching Angular right now. So because Angular is still relevant, especially in India. So what happens in India? There are a lot of service companies are there. Okay, so the service companies are there. They work a lot in Angular. Why Angular? Because Angular started way back in 2010. Angular was way ahead before even React came. They did a mistake, a silly mistake. Because of that, they lost their crown. And yeah, if I'm doing this, then I will tell about that mistake also. So okay, so let's start with the start. Why is Angular where it is right now? Okay, so what happened before 2010? It was the age of desktop apps. There was nothing like web apps and all. So it was all desktop apps at that time. So all desktop apps were there. Enterprise were running desktop, huge desktop apps were being created in Java, and also people used to work on that. So after that, what came? The age of Facebook came. So Facebook was launched. It was not initially launched in Angular or something. It was launched in PHP only. So the initial code was done by Mark Zuckerberg in PHP only. But Facebook showed to the world what an web app can do. Facebook is not a simple website. It's a complete web app. It can do all the features which a desktop app can do. So it really revolutionized everything. And then Angular came along, and with Angular you can develop almost everything. Every web apps you can do, and it has got all complex features. So now what happens? The web apps started, and they started to have this complex features of a full blown desktop app. So with that, the age of Java ended, and the age of JavaScript started, especially in the front end. The JavaScript started. The back end, there were many other technology. The front end, the age of JavaScript started. And with that, because and it was not vanilla JavaScript, it was always Angular. So Angular becomes popular very quickly. Overnight it was success. So what happened? The enterprise started adapting it pretty quickly. They adapted it pretty quickly because they were able to build complete web apps. Now what happened? The intranet sites, there were intranet means those apps used by enterprises are not available to the public. So those apps started to go on internet site. Those apps were developed, and enterprise invested heavily in this. So enterprise means they are different than the public facing thing like Facebook and all. They're public facing, but I have worked throughout my career in the enterprise, means before I become a full-time trainer. So what happened in enterprise level? All of these things means the big companies are there. All the big companies have their local means software. So they started to go into web apps, and Angular was the only thing at that time. So everything started go to an Angular. Everyone was too happy with Angular, the way it changed everything. And for 2 years it holded the crown. But what happened? It thought that yeah, uh, we'll change something, and we'll change something very good. So what they did, they changed not something, they changed actually everything. So Angular 2 was released. It was not backward compatible with Angular. Earlier version, Angular 1, it was not backward compatible, and they started telling that as Angular JS. And they thought that okay, the industry will change to Angular 2 because Angular JS, although they had made it very good, but it has got some major flaws, not flaws like that. They're not able to scale it much easier. So much good. So they released that Angular 2. So Angular 2 was released, not at all backward compatible with anything, any Angular by Angular 1, 1.2, 1.3. So people really get fed up. They thought that people will accept this Angular 2, but people didn't accepted it because enterprise is invested heavily in Angular. So what happens? They have to change their whole code base to Angular 2, and it was not easy. Still today, AngularJS code are in AngularJS only. AngularJS is referred to as the Angular less than a version of 2, and less more than a version of 2 and 2 plus are known as Angular, just Angular. Okay, so enterprise code are not like some play code. They have thousands of lines of code, because I have worked on enterprise codes, like thousands of lines of 10,000, 1 lakh line of codes are there, and it is not easy to change it. And from AngularJS to Angular, it's next to impossible to change. So not next to impossible, I will tell, because that also. But you cannot change from AngularJS to Angular. The main thing is that you have to do a scratch development again. You cannot change like that. So the enterprise got pissed off with that, and at that time React came. And the thing with React is that the learning curve of React is much more leaner than Angular. It's Angular have almost everything. You don't need anything from the external. Everything is included in Angular. React took a different approach. Nothing was included in React. Anything you want, you need an external library. So what happens that people learn the basics of React, and if they want something extra, like they want global state management, they will take Redux. But nobody will learn Redux initially, and Redux becomes a pain point. That's a different thing. So that happened, and React took the crown because it was easier, lighter, and easier for enterprise also. It was much easier to teach their developers, freshers. So at the end of the day, it all mattered to teaching the freshers. So teaching the fresher was way too easy in React than Angular. You can train a fresher in React within 1 month, and Angular will take at least 2 to 3 months to teach. Actually, I also teach both of those things, and I have talked to those freshers. I've recently taken a batch of 30 people, and I've talked to them. I talked them React first, and after that Angular. And I asked them, what do you find easier? And they tell any day React is much more easier than Angular. And I also feel like that React is far more easier than Angular. So the learning curve is very less for React. But now and in React in 2015 means it had no looking back. So enterprise still uses Angular, but startup world is completely in React. Startup world is completely in React. Fang world is completely in React. Product based world is completely in React. So Fang world, except the G, everything is in React. Why? Because G only developed Angular. So if G developed Angular, why will G work on React? So I have also heard someone that it's a crime to work in Google in React. So they all work in Angular only, and there are many other languages also. It's not like this only front end is there. Okay, so Angular is, they work on that only. Beside that, everybody works on React. Even Microsoft, half of the new projects are going in React. They're not going for .NET and all. There are a lot of projects like the VS Code is made in React. Electron. Okay, so Microsoft also internally uses React a lot nowadays. So all the Fang companies and all those thing people, they use React. Angular only Google uses. Okay, so that is there. And product based company also don't use Angular. Startup don't even touch Angular. They don't even touch it. Only 5% even goes to 5% goes to Vue. 95% is React. 0.0% is Angular. I've never heard a startup working on Angular, and they never worked on Angular because they don't have time for that. So much time to learn, because nowadays nobody have time. Nobody have that much time. So even today, even if you see a lot of Angular stuff on my channel, please don't go with that. Learn React. React is the main thing. But why learn Angular then? Okay, so let's come to that. And you should learn Angular also. See what happens in India and even in the US also to some extent. If suppose there are 10 jobs are there, okay, so 10 jobs are there. Actually 7 jobs will be in React, 2 jobs will be in 2.5 job will be in Angular, and 0.5 job will be in Vue. So that 2.5 job, that you have to think about sometime. So what I think, React can be your main dish, and Angular can be your side dish, and don't even think about Vue. Just give it a miss. So React can be your Angular can be your side dish. So first learn React, then you learn Angular. So that what happens, your chances increase a lot, because 5 years, 5 to 6 years I have worked in React and Angular. Yeah, nobody have experience more than that. Yeah, because I didn't work on the earlier Angular thing, but I started with this web apps things in 2015. So I worked a lot with both of them actually. Some projects were in React, some projects were in Angular, because I worked mainly with the enterprise people, because I cannot tell about the startup and all, because I have worked with enterprise my whole life. So sometime I worked with React, sometime I worked with Angular. As I've told, enterprise uses Angular a lot. So why Angular a lot? Because see, those projects which started in 2010, they're still going on. And sometimes what happens, the client, so still a lot of you require Angular JS developer today also, because those projects cannot be changed to AngularJS. Don't even learn it. It is very, very too easy. So, and if those companies think of going to doing a scratch development, they will never think of React. They will always think of Angular. Anybody who has worked in Angular for the past 10 years, they won't go for React. Angular is actually more powerful, and once you get a hang of it, and what happens, the older developers, they have their whole development team working on Angular, so they will never go on React. So that's why learning Angular is also very important. So that's one of the reasons the corporate batch which I took recently for a big corporate company, and actually it's completed, and it was really amazing to take the corporate batch. Okay, so that corporate batch which I took, they especially told me that they want both React and Angular, because I know that thing, they work on both of them. So they some projects, as I've told, at the enterprise level, even the thing is a bit different. At the enterprise level, it is 6 to 4. 6 project will be in React. So I'm only talking about enterprise, not, I'm not going for startup and all. 6 project will be in React, and 4 project will be in Angular. Vue nobody touches. Vue is only startup stuff. So those 4 project is Angular. So what happens, suppose they hire some resources and all, and they train some freshers, just like I trained the freshers for them. So what happened, it's not sure that they will go to a React project, they can go to an Angular project also. So if they go to an Angular project, then what? And they don't think like that, means nobody thinks like that, means if only React project come, if only Angular project, because both of the project will comes. So earlier, I also used to think that most of the Scratch projects only start in React. No, it is not like that. Scratch projects also starts in Angular, especially at enterprise level, especially at that point which I have just told. The point is that if a company of an enterprise is working for the past 10 years in Angular JS, below 2 version, if they want to do a scratch development, they will never go for React, they will always go for Angular. And that I have seen in my previous company also. A lot of big enterprises go for Angular, they don't go for React, because their whole development team is in Angular. They don't know React, they love Angular. Actually, Angular is something like that. For the doing for the past 1 month, I've also thought that the learning curve is more, but once you learn it, the power is also greater than React. Means you're getting everything at one place. But anyways, I'm not going for Angular, because the thing is that I believe in one thing. I believe in one thing, and that one thing is that you should never go for something in which the competition is more. And I'm this talking about life in this. The competition is more and the opportunities are less. I always believe that you should always choose a field in which the competition is not high, and then the opportunities are also a lot. That's why I always tell, learn React. You can go to enterprise, you can go to startup, you can go to product based company, you can go to Fang. Okay, that Fang, that DSN algo is also there, and I will not go there. But the DSN algo, even with DSN algo, you need React. People think that only Fang and product based company you can clear with DSN algo. No, no, no. DSN algo is just one round. The other round is React. The other round they will ask you to code something. So the other round is React always. So not only DSN algo. And I even tell not to go for DSN algo. First, work in companies like startups. And there are many companies which don't even need DSN algo. Not startups, not early stage startups, but big level startups are there. They don't know DSNL. I know a lot of companies like that. I've heard Razer pays not that much. Razer Pay and a lot of other companies, they are not that much heavily into DSNL, because at the end of the day, DSNL nobody uses. Even Fang don't use DSNL. That is only to filter out people. So I've always told that go for those things in which the competition is less and the opportunities are more. Why competition is less in React.js and the opportunities are more? Competition is less that because people are still not aware of React.js. I talk with the people on a means almost daily basis. Someone is pinging me for doing something. Yesterday only someone pinged me and he told me, "Sir, I want a job." Okay, so I told, "Okay, what do you no, because I too have a lot of opportunities. Means every day means I am doing some collaborations also. Also soon I will announce something, some collaboration also with some companies, because everybody comes to me and they tell, give me React resources or teach people React. So I am going through and some collaboration offers in which I will teach people React JS, and yeah, the company will pay me, and then we will uh, uh, we will place the company, or we will place them somewhere. So something like that is also happening soon. And so this is something different, but that because I have done something like this in the past also. So with my hash code, those knows I took two batches for my hash code. There also it was like that. The company, they used to choose people on a very strict criteria, and then I used to teach them in React advanced JavaScript, and then after that they used to go back to my hash code, and there they used to groom them and put them into some startups and all means. So that was like that. And I'm doing collaboration with some other company also, like that also. And beside that, my own classes are there. See, the thing is that I always tell people, see, if you learn React good with me or anywhere else also, you learn, you don't need to even ask for a job. How much do you earn per month? I am a trainer right now. I don't work work right now as a in a job. Those who don't know, I left my high paying job 1 month back. It's around I when I left. Yeah, it's 1 month 9 days. I left my job and I started my own training company. So ask me after some time else how much I earn. Okay. Hi. What was your package? I was at a quite higher level. I was an architect. I was an architect, but and I cannot tell like this on means my earlier company will come after me if I tell my package here. But it was a good high paying package, that I can tell, more than 20. Okay, so because you cannot discuss your package like that in the public, and but I can discuss how much I earn as an entrepreneur maybe after some time, because companies reveal how much they earn. It's important for them to reveal how much they earn. Those who don't know, companies have to reveal even in the share market how much they earn. Okay, so like that. Okay, but I love to teach people because that is what I love to do. Yeah, but I earn that much good because that doesn't matter. I have other sources of income also. Most of you know I am a technical author also. So I have my books. Those who don't know, I have 4 published book, and another one is on the way. Besides this, I do technical blogging also. So I do earn well. It is I earn around more than 50% what I was earning. Okay, so that's it. And so what I was telling, I got to misplaced now. Okay, so yeah, so as I was telling, you should go with React, and Angular will always be a side dish. You will always get that. Okay, so that corporate batch I taught, and that corporate batch, and yeah, I take corporate batches also. I forgot to tell, and corporate you get good money. Okay, so corporate batch I taught, and that's why they told me that they want Angular also, and then the Angular also was taught to them, and it is finished. Right now, I'm in talk with some other person from the US also. I have to teach him, and he was telling that in the US market also. Earlier, I used to think that US market is all React, and React, and he's doing his MS from there. And soon I have to. He's in contact with me. Maybe he will start learning, and he is also telling me that he wants to mainly focus on React, but Angular also he wants to learn, because in US also sometime like that happens, that Angular is also there. So Angular is also very much relevant nowadays. But anyways, I will always tell, go with React, and nothing else, because React is the thing which you should learn. Okay, and not Angular should always be learned after React if you get time. But first thing is Angular, because your reachability increases a lot with just React, and the amount of jobs which are in React. Because all I tell everyone nowadays to go only after startup jobs. So go after startup jobs, and if your target is to work for FANG companies, actually I never loved FANG companies that much, because of that thing DSN algos. I don't like it, because DSN algo is something which is never used anywhere, even in those FANG companies, or even in those product companies. They're just a way to filter out people, and they waste a lot of time of people, because actually it takes around 6 months to 8 months to learn DSN algo above your coding skills. And it doesn't increases your coding skills, as there is a myth that it will increase your coding skills. No, it doesn't increases anything. It's just means boring thing to learn. First, it's a very boring thing to learn. Why it's a boring thing to learn? Because see, when you create some project, you get so much kick. I cannot tell. This kick only you will know when you start developing your small projects also. You That's kick you'll get. But with DS and algo, nothing is there. Something it is like cramming. Something is like that roting thing which we used to do college, like that, reading something in from the book and reading, just like the thing in India everybody does. IIT also, people clear like that. They will solve 5,000 questions, and then they will clear IIT. So DSN algo is also slowly becoming like that. You do the same questions like again and again, and then you will crack something. So that's why I never like DSN algo, and it's better to work for startup companies than that. And there are very good companies nowadays. I want to tell something. There is some company was they were after me, means when I left I has got way too many offers, almost in every big companies on the earth. So, and I want to tell, I even had a Google interview. I gave the Google, I means not the Google interview, the first round was there, but anyways I'm not that much interested, so I was not able to attract it. See, you attract things which you want to attract. That's the law of attraction. I didn't attract it that much. But if I want to go into Google, I can just sit and do a DSN algo, and I have that much reach that I can give that interview in 6 months. But that not my main intention. My intention is to teach only right now. So I've left a lot of big jobs. so that doesn't even matter to me. And I I am going with my decision because that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I want to be an educator and a developer. And even not like that I don't want to develop. I have my service company also. Okay, I want to tell people that I have my service company also. Okay, and right now a big project is going on for for a client, for a startup. I'm doing a big project, but I'm not doing alone. I have my senior developers working on that. That is in React. So I have my service companies on. I have my own service company on the side. That also I am growing, and that also I will keep on growing. Okay, so even I need React.js developer, to be sure. I also need React.js developer. So that is there, and so that's what React and Angular. Any day you have to go with React. React you can learn in 1 month. It is not that much. Do some projects in React, and within a year you will get a job. Within, not within a year, within 3-4 months also you will get a job, because you are passionate enough. There are enough people. I know enough people ping me on a daily basis. I am in connection with people who tells me that they want React.js developer. I need React.js developer. Everybody needs React.js developer. Okay, so that is there. If you want to see some chart, you can go and see also some chart. Just search React. I am not going to show it. Search, I was thinking to show it. Search React versus Angular versus Vue. You see the chart, you see the trend, and React is way above Angular and Vue combined, and it will be way ahead for the next 5 to 10 years. There is some talks to bring some other language which is known as web assembly. Those who don't know, the browser can only run JavaScript, nothing else. Browser only runs JavaScript. React, Angular, everything gets converted into JavaScript. But there are some talks to have the browser run C++ code also. Yeah, you heard it right, C++ code. So extremely talented people in Google and all those things, they are working on that, and that is known as WebAssembly. If you want to search, I will write about it. Web BLY. So that is still in very infant states. That will still take 5 to 10 years to be sure. Means what happens with that? The browser, you can even play top games because they will be very powerful. That is very powerful. WebAssembly is very powerful, but don't even think about it. It will take another 10 years to go there. Okay, so that's it. And as I've told, do React. And I think not, and many people have to ask anything. So if someone want to ask anything, they can ask, or as I've told, learn React. And if you have time, learn Angular. And if you are working in a project in which Angular is required, learn Angular. And you can learn Angular from my channel. I have enough Angular stuff, and soon I'm going to complete it also. Today I started doing a very big React project because I thought to do some big projects on the Saturdays, so that I did. But if you want to learn Angular also, that your company demands Angular, you can do it. And I'm planning to take a small Angular bootcamp also, but I'm not getting many people for it. React, yeah, React also I'm telling it here, but I will tell tomorrow also. I will officially that React, I am starting a weekend bootcamp because I've got some people for the weekend bootcamp. So it will be Saturday, Sunday. It is a 1 month complete boot camp, and I will teach Saturday, Sundays, 9 to 11. So it is starting from this coming Saturday, which is 16th. I will post on LinkedIn about it. So Saturday, Sunday, 9 to 11, both days. So 4 hours. Yeah, and we'll complete in 1 month React and everything. And I'll make sure that you will get a job. If you want a job, I will make sure that, because everybody wants even I have people who are after me that they want React.js developer. So that is my surety. If you do it correctly, if you do it means do all the assignments. It is not like that I am here just teaching. I am not like a computer trainer of the 90s and all. I will give you assignments. You have to do the assignments. I will check the assignments, and I am here to take care of your career after that. If you do that, you will definitely get a job. If you do the assignment, I'm not like the promising here like I'm not some computer institute or something. Okay, I'm not promising something. Okay, give me money or something. No, 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 no. Money was never a criteria for me. So I left very high paying job to teach. It was not because of the money. I can be sitting easily doing 8 hours and earning a lot. Okay, so that is there. I want to teach. I want the people to get the job, because I am on a mission to help 5,000 people get a learn React.js this year. So I this year means I have started at the end, so it is for 2022. But this year also I have uh, reached around 1,000 people I have taught, because I think of my YouTube audience also as my students, because those people learn a lot from me. So YouTube, I have around 900 subscriber plus, because getting subscribers is not that much easy in YouTube nowadays, and people become subscriber only if they think that something good is there. And beside this, in classrooms I have taught around 200 people, around 120 people. So that around 100 people in classrooms and in my courses. No, that is okay, around 200 people I taught. So I'm already touching 1100 people this year only, whom I am taught. So by God grace, by next year I think I will hit my target of teaching 5,000 people, but I will expand my target to 10,000 people, teaching 10,000 people and making them web app developer in React.js. So React.js, and plus we'll learn some other important technologies also. Node.js we will also learn. So that is always icing on the cake. React.js plus Node.js, and these all things are icing on the cake. React.js on the top of, along with you learn Angular, and on the top you learn Node. And if you do DevOps with that, which I also don't know that much, maybe I will try next, maybe not, I will definitely do DevOps next year. At least from a developer point of view, I do DevOps like AWS. So right now what I'm doing right now, I'm deploying in Netlify, which is based on AWS. So instead of deploying in Netlify, if I directly deploy in AWS, I become a DevOps. And I learn Docker. So there are not many things. DevOps is made complicated. You have to learn the Docker, you have to learn Jenkins, and you have to learn AWS. Only these three things you have to learn, and you become a DevOps. And with, if you can show with this React knowledge, Node.js knowledge, DevOps thing, you're invincible. Okay, so that is something which I will also do next year. So stay tuned. And I have upcoming mini Angular boot camp. If you want, you can subscribe to it, and a full-fledged React.js bootcamp coming starting this Saturday. You can ping me on LinkedIn or any other place, and I will tell you more about it. And thank you for coming with to this stream on this Saturday, and I will see you all next Saturday